Good morning. During this presentation, we'll be talking you through our cross-curricular topic and how it can be applied in 3 different subjects.
We have chosen to plan for a Year 4 class, and the topic we have chosen to focus on is our planet. This topic is extremely interesting and diverse and links well to all areas of the curriculum.
Our planet is a topical and relevant issue globally and in schools today. We feel this topic could be easily incorporated into the school's Eco Week and add value to the school's ethos. Many schools have Eco Weeks to encourage children to become involved with the world around them and gain an understanding of how their decisions can be influential in protecting the environment.
All the children take part in activities to increase their awareness of ecological issues and consider ways they can help to improve and care for the environment. All our lesson plans will contribute to the class's eco-display. A competition element is also added to encourage and motivate the children.
The focus foundation subject is geography, as this subject has strong links to the world around us and to the chosen topic of our planet. Topical issues can be presented and explored in a variety of ways, and we feel that there is a lot of scope for the children to engage in, including considering how their own actions affect the environment and understanding the global and local effects of the choices that they make.
Accordingly, the following programme of study forms the focus of the lesson: to recognise some physical and human processes and how these can cause changes in environments.
The learning intentions for this lesson are to understand how our actions can affect the environment all over the world and to understand the local effects of deforestation.
During this lesson, we want to focus on how personal decisions and choices can have a detrimental effect all over the world. We feel this is an important issue in schools, as children should be made aware of both local and global issues.
Our lesson will begin with a powerful image relating to the global issue of deforestation. This will engage the children in reflective thinking and invoke thoughts about their own feelings and attitudes towards the image. This will also allow for time to reiterate and recap on children's prior learning of deforestation.
Prior to the main activity, a short video will be shown to invoke discussion about how consumers' purchases in supermarkets have a direct effect on deforestation.
During the main activity, children will produce an advert using drama to let consumers know the effect of their purchases on the environment. Children will work in 5 mixed ability groups to choose a specific topic from a given list. These adverts will then be performed during the school's Eco Week assembly.
The plenary will comprise of a KWL grid, as firstly this will allow for formative assessment by the teacher, and will also encourage the children to assess and evaluate their own learning from the lesson. Secondly, the What I Would Like to Know section of the grid can be used to plan further lessons, and also as a means to extend children's learning and thinking.
We have differentiated our lesson in the following ways. Firstly, for SEN and EAL children, through the use of vocabulary maps. And secondly, a worksheet with a basic format in order for them to access the appropriate vocabulary for the topic, and this can be used for inclusion within the lesson.
For higher ability children, we will encourage research from secondary sources, such as books and articles. Working in mixed ability groups help all children to extend themselves through peer support and working cooperatively with each other. This allows children to then learn from one another.
For our core subject, we are focusing on numeracy, as this gives us scope to make maths relevant. We feel that this is fundamental, as children need to be made aware of the practical applications of mathematical knowledge and being able to interpret data and drawing conclusions from that data.
This lesson will follow on from geography, as the children will be participating in a class survey about recycling and how eco-friendly their class is. Their learning in geography about consumer choices will be used as an introduction to the maths lesson and will form a starting point for them to consider how their actions affect their local and global community.
The programme of study for this lesson is representing and interpreting discrete data using graphs. During the hour lesson, we want the children to be able to transfer results from the survey into a bar chart and interpret the data.
The data will be collected during the lesson for the aforementioned survey, and the data will be then transferred into a bar graph using Microsoft Excel. This is differentiated by extending the more able to include a wider range of data for interpretation, and eventually moving on to exploring a variety of graphs and charts. For the low ability, an easier selection of questions will be used for analysis.
The bar graphs and interpretation results will then be used to discuss how eco-friendly the class is and ultimately form a part of the class eco-display board.
Our foundation subject is PSHE. This is a fundamental subject for discussions, debates and activities on topical issues within our society and the world around us. Children are able to voice their own opinions and reflections with regard to these topical issues, and this is significant for our chosen topic of our planet.
This lesson will follow on from geography and numeracy and will provide an avenue for further development of knowledge already gained. PSHE will encourage children to extend their thinking about their personal actions and how these affect the environment. The programme of study focused on is research and discussing topical issues and problems.
This purpose of the lesson is for children to become involved and thinking actively about their own actions in connection to our planet. The learning intentions are to realise that our actions affect the environment and to demonstrate that each and every individual is responsible. Therefore, the children are to consider the ways in which they can help and protect and sustain the environment.
To engage the children in topical debate and reflective thinking, we would show these pictures at the beginning of the lesson and ask the children to write down key words around each image to reflect their own opinions and thoughts on the issues displayed.
This encourages the children to think critically about their own actions. Do they recycle? Do they get driven to a lot of places? It is easy for children to assume they cannot help the environment because of their age, but we want to encourage personal reflections about their own actions. Furthermore, we want to make children aware that small actions done collectively by thousands of people can have a profound effect on the environment. It is fundamental that children are made aware that protecting and caring for the environment is the responsibility of every human being.
During this lesson, the class would be split up into 6 mixed ability groups. Again, we are interested in children being able to absorb a higher content of learning from each other, and this in turn assures that even the low ability children are able to access the curriculum in the same manner.
The 6 groups will have different tasks to complete during the lesson. 2 groups will be creating posters on the computer, demonstrating ways for children and adults to be eco-friendly and examples of what they can do in their local areas. Poster templates will be provided for the lower ability children if required, so that they too can complete the appropriate task.
2 other groups will be using DigiBlue cameras in order to create a directed news report about what the school is personally doing to help the environment. The final 2 groups will be using digital cameras to create images of being environmentally friendly around the school.
All of the tasks completed will be used for the Eco Display Board to demonstrate to others how to be proactive in the school and locally.
We hope to have shown you that through using this powerful topic there are numerous ways to incorporate it through all curricular lessons. In fact, the possibilities are endless. By asking children to reflect personally on their own input into the topic, it hopefully encourages them to extend their thinking about the world around them, to think about what they can do to protect and sustain the environment for future generations, and also to find ways in which they themselves can become more eco-friendly and encourage others to do the same. Thank you for watching.